I'm here. I was just rushing over. There we go. All right, yes. I'm here to talk to you about how to do effective and flexible, yes, this is a very important, marketing today. So here's what we're gonna walk through, all right? The first step, I know she just did an intro, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more interesting things about me and why it is anything I say should be valid to you. Then we're gonna start talking about transparency versus honesty in your marketing, how to create content efficiently. Anyone that has worked with me knows I don't like to spend and waste a lot of time on things. If we're gonna create something, we're gonna use it in 10,000 different ways to make it as effective as possible. Then I'm gonna introduce you to Case Study Sam. Fun fact, you do not want to be Case Study Sam in any of my future presentations. Then we're gonna talk about the PR spin, right? Marketing and PR tend to go together, so I wanna make sure we're all on the same page as to where that stands now, and then I'll provide a few additional resources for you. Okay, so, fun fact, all right, yes. I actually got my start at BizBash, for those of you who don't know. Yes, thank you, John. I was originally the Miami bureau chief when I first graduated from college because this company is amazing and likes to cultivate young leaders. I knew absolutely nothing about events, but I knew a lot about editorial and marketing and design. After I left BizBash, I decided to head to DC, worked on the other side of publications and media, focusing on advertising as well as training and business development. And then BizBash said, hey, would you like to cover events in DC? Who says no to that, really? Like, it was a given. I then decided to keep going through communications and moved to Vocus, where I was working in marketing. Very quickly became Cision, literally 2 months after I started. 5 acquisitions and merging of brands later, I put all of this knowledge together into DCM Communications, which is what I do now. So I'm a marketing and PR consultant, I have full agency services, and I specialize in working with you wonderful people in the event industry. 2020 was a rough year in a lot of ways, and one of the things that made that a lot better was I have really fantastic clients who were really nice enough to nominate me for awards that I usually am putting them up for. And this is the fun things, yes. Fun things about me, Mardi Gras is my favorite holiday. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. Thankfully, it is also my brother's favorite holiday, and we get very dressed up and have fun every single year. I mean, flavored coffee and the Golden Girls. Do I really need to explain why this is awesome? Okay, I don't think so. I love beverages. I'm from the South, so yes, I am one of those women who is a bourbon drinker. I have 2 beautiful rescue labs that are from Miami. 2 years apart in age, both rescued together, eventually came to live at my house, and boy, I love them. And as she mentioned, a few years ago, I became a long distance runner. I happen to like it just a little bit. All right, now you know about me, let's talk about transparency in your marketing. Marketing does or does not have to be transparent. Thoughts? Ha! Marketing does not actually have to be transparent. Marketing does have to be honest. Okay, there are 2 different things between transparency and honesty. You always want to be honest. Here's an example. Okay, this is an event that's actually coming to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I live. It says Alice is trapped in a wonderland and time is running out to save her. Follow her down the rabbit hole and enter a topsy-turvy world of adventure, intrigue, and impossible things in this immersive Alice in Wonderland exhibit. For one day only, the streets of Chattanooga, Tennessee will be transformed to a giant escape-style room experience on Saturday this. Don't be late. Solve clues which just get curiouser and curiouser. Honestly, not sure if that's a word, but nonetheless, take on mad and mischievous challenges, okay? Hit select, book your team today. Is this honest or is this transparent? It's honest, okay? And here's why. The key elements that are now highlighted in red are showcasing what they're telling you is gonna happen, right? They're saying you're gonna get a topsy-turvy world of adventure, intrigue, and impossible things. That can go 17,000 different directions depending on whose mind you live inside of. So they're gonna give you this really cool experience, but they're not telling you exactly how, right? They're saying there'll be an escape room. There's a lot of different escape rooms out there. So they're being honest, but they're giving themselves flexibility when it comes to how that is delivered. Another example, If you want to learn how to design your own simple, scalable, high-ticket group program that you can sell, you are invited to our brand new one-time live virtual workshop. We still have virtual events as part of it. This is why this is valid, okay? We're going to show you behind the scenes of scalable, high-ticket group programs, business and revenue model, pricing, design, all the things. Honest or transparent? This one is still honest because they're saying they are going to give you how to design your own high-ticket group, how to sell without sales calls. They're not telling you how they're going to do it. They're just saying this is the value you're going to walk away with. Make sense? Okay. Here's the final one I actually wrote to promote a virtual workshop that I was doing a couple of weeks ago. Whether you have 30, 20, 10, or just 5 minutes, there is a productive and effective marketing or sales tactic that you can do in that time to move your business forward. And y'all, I believe this 6 ways from Sunday, and I've proved it. But in the mini workshop, I'm going to teach you the exact tactics you can accomplish in these time blocks so you can check the box on marketing and move on. Honest or transparent? We're still honest here, right? Here are the things, because I say I'm going to teach you the exact tactics, but I don't tell you what the exact tactics are. Say you're going to be able to check the box and move on, but you don't know what that is. The key with all of this is that you want to focus on the value and transformation that your attendees are going to have by coming, rather than the specific way you're going to deliver it. So now we're going to talk about how you actually pull all of this together in a marketing campaign. Spoiler alert, a campaign is more than one email and it is more than a couple of social posts. It is putting all of these things together. That is not the right title for this slide, but we're going to move on anyways. Welcome to life. All right, the first thing you create in any event marketing campaign is the landing page. It should consist of the logistical information, and y'all, this is literally in order of what it should be from a design perspective from top to bottom, okay? The logistics, super basic. When is the event? Where is it? What is actually happening? Then you move on to that value. Why should they attend? Why should someone take the energy to give you their email address, to save time on their calendar, or to give you money, and instead of doing something else fun in life, come in to listen to whatever it is that you, your speakers, your event have to offer? Immediately after that, you want a call to action. Register now, sign up, save your spot. Okay, the more that you can focus on the value, saving your spot, lock in this now, that's gonna actually entice people to click on it. For those who don't already have you haven't established the know, like, and trust factor with, you're gonna need to tell them, okay, who are your speakers? Maybe the reasons to attend didn't get them. Maybe it's somebody's face or somebody's name that is going to be the most enticing. Immediately after you deliver that, the call to action again. Then what to actually expect on site, on the day of, on the platform, whatever the case may be. Again, you don't have to be transparent of every detail on how you're going to deliver it, but you want to entice them on the experience overall. And then finally at the bottom of the page, call to action. Once you have done this, and it's a lot, the beautiful part is you've literally done all of the hardest work. Because from this information, you're going to then create your email. If people have trusted you with their email address, they get everything first. They have given you a world directly into their inbox. They get it before anybody else gets it publicly, okay? Remember, the purpose of the email is only one. And that is to get them to click through to your landing page. If you include all of the fun facts in the email, why would I want to click through? You just gave me everything. So the subject line only needs to entice them to open the email. Once that email is open, it needs to give them a reason to click through to your landing page that you spent all this time and effort on so that they read those benefits of attending and then they decide to register. Or they go all the way down the page. And fun fact that I did not put in here, but there is a program and there's a free option for it that's called Hotjar. It lets you create heat maps on your landing page. So you will connect, you can set up a free account, you get 3 heat maps. And with that, it will actually show you, once you start sending traffic, how far down the page people are scrolling, as well as where they are clicking and where their mouse is moving. So you can find out if I'm losing them after the why attend, and then the rest of the page doesn't have as much hotness on it, doesn't have as much traffic, your selling points and the value is not enough. So you need to restructure it. So once you've pulled together the email from copy you've already written on that landing page, that goes out. 2 to 3 days later, then you can post things on social media, okay? That is spraying it wide to all of the world. Again, pull copy you have already written. They didn't get the email. They have no idea that you wrote this somewhere else. The purpose of that social post, 1 of them or 4 of them across whatever platforms you're on, only needs to be to get them to click through to look at more info. Each one of these pieces has one goal, and that's to get them to the next step. And to get them, in this case, that next step should be the landing page, because that's where you're going to convert them, whether it is free or it is paid. And you notice I say social post round 1, because after this, you're going to send another email that's going to go to the people who did not open your original one, which means all you have to change is the subject line, because they had no idea what the content was to begin with. Then those who opened but did not click through. That email, you need to just tweak the language a little bit to make it more enticing for them to click through. And then you will continue with another set of social posts, different graphics. Those graphics can be from different portions of your landing page, things you've already created. Point is to make all of the work at the top and pull from that into all these different areas. You don't have to recreate the wheel every single time. Now my favorite part, we're going to talk about Case Study Sam. This is everything you do not want to do because it was a headache. So Case Study Sam likes to run. In fact, Case Study Sam is an event and is known for running top US destinations, an incredibly fun experience, and live music, okay? Unfortunately, what Case Study Sam became known for was lying, angry social media comments, censorship, ghosting, and my favorite, the bait and switch. I say my favorite because it is actually the absolute worst thing you can do when you are marketing your event. So let me tell you what happened. All of those things they're known for, running in a destination, they promoted it that way. They did what I normally would 100% condone, which is look back at the past events they'd had, pulled photos showcasing people running with these beautiful destination landmarks in the background. They had posts that say, sign up today and get views on views on views for 13 miles, because it was a half marathon or the full marathon. Let me tell you, y'all, when you are running for that long, you want things to look at, and somebody else in front of you is not the view you want. So they did a great job enticing people. Awesome views. Come experience all of this cool city, right? Look at what we've done before. They had other posts and emails that went out, right? Talking to, oh, we've done this in other cities, or time is about to run out. Save your spot before things are gone. The race started getting closer, and they hadn't released the course map yet. Now this is rare. I'm an odd person who signed up for 2 marathons without looking at the course, and I paid for it with hills. Most people normally look at the course before they sign up so they can train appropriately. The course wasn't released. So a lot of people sign up based on, well, the views sound cool, knowing this city, what could the topography be like, let's do it. But they hadn't booked their hotels yet, because again, you want to be as close to the start line as possible and not put your legs through anything else than what you're about to literally pay money to put them through, okay? No release of the course map. People are traveling from all over. This is a destination. So what happens is attendees decide, well, I'm gonna go ahead and book my hotel based on where the start line was in the past, as well as the email confirmation that said a start line. And then a video came out. We're so excited to reveal our new course. And they literally showed a map saying, we're gonna take you away from the hustle and bustle of downtown. And they watched a little plane, or car rather, fly all the way over to the start line, which was way different from the views we were promised. They posted this video and they said, run like a local and party like a tourist. Yeah, not the best choice, right? Because what they became known for, I mentioned those angry social media comments. Not kidding. This is what happened. Over 286 comments, 28 shares. With 115 reactions, to have 72 that are negative, not good. And the censorship element came in because the fun fact was, as you watched the comments roll in, and I sat there almost with popcorn waiting to see how they were going to handle this, comments they did not like just got deleted. Rather than responding to, this is nowhere near where we booked our hotel, this is not what you advertise all these beautiful views. They looked at Google, they looked at the map, this did not have quite those same beautiful views. Rather than reply, they're like, no, we don't want that on the page. Now granted, it is your business page. You are allowed to choose what is on there. This was not a good choice though. They should have responded instead. And the problem with the 28 shares, which normally I'd be like, well, this is amazing. Yes, everyone is sharing it. But what that did was take the conversation into an area that this event organizer could not control, could not respond to. It was literally out of their hands. Y'all are in events. Do you like to have things out of your hands and out of control? Yeah, I think so. So the kicker with all of it, one post. That's all it took. One individual post. Which leads me into the PR spin. We are all grown adults. We know that you can try to plan for everything, and y'all, sometimes shit just happens. There is nothing wrong with that. But when you say you're going to have views on views on views, and you deliver a specific experience in your marketing, you promise that, and then you do a spin of run like a local, party like a tourist, no. Everyone saw through it. The PR spin is dead. It is not an option anymore, right? It is not. You are just asking for even more trouble. Go get a shovel because you're digging your hole even deeper than it was before, right? So instead, let's say you have been better than Case Study Sam and you are promoting value up front, right? You're promoting value, you're doing all this, and something happens. Step one, you call your marketing team, your person, a consultant, it does not matter. Whoever is in charge of the emails and the social media posts and any other marketing elements for this, you get them in the room. They have to know what is happening because that lets them decide. Now, something has gone wrong. Do you think we're gonna be honest or do we need to be transparent? This is the time you switch to transparent. Something went wrong. What Case Study Sam should have done was say, hey guys, we're still in the thick of COVID. We planned for all the things. We couldn't get the cops to shut down the street. We couldn't get the city permit that we needed. Everything got delayed. Whatever the case, be upfront about it and say, here are the options instead. If something changes, if you promise specifics, which is why I promise value, promise experience, but if you promise specifics and something changes, you have to become transparent. You have to be clear because that lets you control the narrative. I tried to find Olivia Pope, but I just couldn't get a good meme for her, right? But it is, because the truth is, your story about what happened is going to get out there. Attendees are going to talk to each other, or they're going to get to Facebook and share, because we all know with social media, because we have the option to share, a lot of people feel like I got to share all the things. As soon as that gets shared though, you lost control and you're letting someone else tell your story instead of you being the one to do it. This is your event. If you're going to control how many trash cans there are and what time people show up, you sure as shit better control what they're going to say about it. There we go. So our biggest takeaway from this is anytime you are doing event planning, you need to make sure if that is a marketable event, you have the marketing team in the room. That does not mean they're going to all of a sudden shout from the rooftops all of the transparent things they're learning, But the more information they have, the better they can pull out, well, we're going to be really honest about these things, but at least I know I need to be more careful about my language because this could change. This has not yet been confirmed. And maybe everything is perfect, right? And it goes off without a hitch. Great. The point is to be prepared, and the value, quite frankly, sells more than the specifics anyways, in general. And if Case Study Sam had done this, he would have definitely disappointed some people who signed up, for sure, right? But avoided the ongoing. Y'all, this was like a car wreck that would not end. It was one angry thing after another. And what really ended up resulting from that too was people were left with the worst taste in their mouth. They felt like they were advertised one experience, they signed up to go see that city, to run through all of these streets, to have this amazing experience this brand had been known for. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna send you to boring, really far away from everything, and you're gonna have to get up even earlier to take shuttles, or you're gonna have to pay to get there on your own taxi. A lot of logistics that people did not know up front, right? Which means a lot of them are like, I am not either running this race, I'm gonna figure out my own stuff, I'm gonna cancel, or they're never gonna sign up for any of the other destinations. Case Study Sam lost a lot of revenue, both immediately as well as in the future, because they were not willing to be transparent about things changing. That has affected the brand overall. They also, with all of those shares, lost control. Who knows what people were saying on all of their other pages? So let's say there were 2,000 people that were signed up for this race, and let's not forget that number was after they had been deleting things, because I watched it go up and down. But there are 2,000 people signed up for this, and then they share with their network, whether their network is 100 or it is 1,000 or 10,000, you don't know, but that is more people who now have a negative impression of you, which is hurting your future marketing effectiveness for any of your other events. People are always going to be disappointed if the plan changes. But disappointed and angry are two different things, right? Angry lashes out, and angry hurts both your brand image as well as your sales now and again and again. It is a horrendous gift that just keeps on giving. Transparency when things change is 100% what will save your brand, because people know this. They know that shit happens. You cannot control everything to the best of your ability. There are outside factors, and especially in the world we live in now, these people knew going into this that COVID was still a very big deal. The timing was there. They had contingencies. It was the timing and the way that they failed to communicate it that really is what hurt them in the long run. You want to focus on promoting value honestly. Not the specifics of how you're delivering the value, but focus on the value. What are they going to get when they take away? Then you deliver on what you promote. If you think back to that Alice in Wonderland thing and talked about an escape room experience and an immersive experience overall, it didn't say that it would be 1,000 people all doing it together. It didn't say the groups in the escape room would be groups of 10, because let's say something changes, maybe those groups needed to become groups of 3. No one would know any better because they signed up for an escape room experience. They didn't sign up for an escape room experience with 10 other people that they could have in there with them, right? So you deliver on what you promote. You keep your marketing team involved. They may not want to be on every single email. They may not want to sit in every single meeting. But if you are going over logistics or elements of the event that are changing from the last time you talked to them, they need a seat at that table. And if and when things change, you need to be transparent. Just tell them what happened. You cannot control the world. We will understand. We will be disappointed, but we will not necessarily be angry. And just like I have told more than one salesperson in a coaching session, think about the long term. Think about the long-term sales that could come from this. Not just the, I need this for an immediate event now, but is the decision I make at this moment going to affect my email list? Who signs up for my next event? Who signs up for the event 3 years from now? If you keep your brand above bar, and it is awesome, and you deliver on the value that you promote to people, they will continually come back, because then not only did they know you and did they like you, but they have a good reason to trust you. Who has questions? Anybody?
Questions for Channing.
Yay, thank you.
Anybody?
So, if you don't, or if you come to think of questions, yes, questions. All right, Shannon will come over with a
Coming over.
microphone.
If you could just stand up, please. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So let's pretend for a second that Sam came in and did a mess. So what's next? How do I fix that, Sam, and angry messages and people getting upset? How do I control that?
I am so glad you asked, because I told them exactly what to do and they waited too long to follow along. But nonetheless, let's say they put out this message, they got all of these angry comments. What should have been our next step? The answer is you pull your team together immediately. I do not care if they are off. I don't care what time of day it is. In an emergency, right? You're in events. Everybody comes together. We need to have a discussion, right? This was not received very well, okay? We need to immediately get the social media person on every single one. When someone specifically tags the event saying, what can we do here? You reply. If 10 different people ask the same question, you reply to each one. If you do not have the exact answer yet, then you say, our team is going to get together with you and you will hear from us by this time. And I mean time, not date. You need to get things together fast. And then you put out a very clear statement. They also made the mistake of not putting this out in email first to all of the people that registered, and they went straight to social media, because 5 days later, they did put out a notice explaining, so these are the reasons we needed to change the course. And again, a flood of negativity, because they're like, we've been asking for 5 days. And then there were people who just got on Facebook or just got on Instagram, or like, wait, what happened? I signed up for this, but I never got an email explaining. So the quick thing is you pull everybody together as fast as possible. You figure out what your message is to me, and you reply back, and you do not delete things. People notice. As soon as they get upset, if they go back to look at their comment and see if there's a reply, because not everyone wants notifications turned on, they will get really, 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 really angry and take it offline, out of your control again, if you just sit there and delete what they have. So reconvene, literally circle the wagons and get a message out there within hours.
Yeah. We have another question for you.
Yeah.
If you could stand up, miss, please.
Hi.
Hi.
What do you define as the difference between transparency and honesty?
Yes. So this is where I'm gonna go back, and I can share the slides if y'all want to see these too. Transparency is the full enchilada of this story, right? So let's stick with case study Sam sees the fast one. What they had said was, you're gonna run like a local and party like a tourist. We're so excited about this new and different course for you. No. What they should have then, with the correction message, been like, hey guys, we've been trying to get permits for 6 months. Here's what happened with the police situation. We couldn't close down these roads, so we've needed to make an adjustment. What they could have done on the forefront is stop using pictures that make it recognizable where you are in the city. They could have focused on the finish line photos, because the finish line is still gonna have this same thing. It's gonna have the little time chip I run across and a whole bunch of people coming, right? They could have focused on that. What they did was they had the wrong graphics and the wrong messaging. So you wanna focus on, yes, explore a new city. Come and experience all that this place has to offer before and after the race, right? Run with your peers, get your cardio in, earn another medal. These are all things that happen no matter what I am looking at as I am running, right? So you want to focus on that value rather than the details. Yes, sir. Where did the mic go? Shannon?
Right here. Yep.
So I think the reason why I said does is because from a historical perspective, right, as far as some of the groups I work with,
Sure.
the challenge is they have not been transparent. So there's a distrust. So that's why I was saying.
Yep, there you go. So yes, and that's correct. You need to, that's the key with all marketing. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you before they're going to buy from you. Even if that buy simply means giving you an email address for a free scenario that's coming up, right? So if you have not been trusted before, yes, you want to make sure that you rebuild that trust. I still say that you focus on the value they will get by coming to your event, and then use, if you've done other events, people are still not sure they trust you, get testimonials from those who signed up, have seen you are now able to deliver on what it is that you promote, and use the transparency in the testimonials. Let other people say, you know, I was a little unsure about this, but I gave it a chance, and here's how awesome it is. Because right now, things can change. We have to be flexible, and you don't want to be caught lying because something went wrong, right? Or that bait and switch scenario. It has much longer repercussions than just some angry social media posts.
Any other
All right,
questions?
if anyone else has questions, you can find me on dcmcommunications.com, or Channing Muller is my name. It's real easy. There's not a lot of people with my full name. There's more Channings than I would be remembering. So thank you very much
Thank you,
for your time.
Channing. Give it up for Channing Muller.
Thank
please.
you.